So in this video we're going to introduce two new terms that you probably haven't come across at GCSE, and those are oxidising and reducing agent. So we've already looked at how in our reaction one element is being oxidised, is losing electrons, and another element is being reduced, is gaining them. So for somebody to gain, somebody else has to lose. For you to gain some pocket money, your parents have to lose that money. And so that there's a transfer of these electrons. Now, who causes you to gain your pocket money? Well, your parents do, because they give it to you. So the species that causes the gain, the reduction, is itself going to lose electrons and be oxidised, but it's because it's causing gain, it's going to be called reducing agent. And the species that causes loss is going to be called the oxidising agent. So to get our head around these terms, it requires a little bit of extra thinking, so it's not an instantaneous, I just know the answer. We have to think about it. So the species, the chemical that causes the loss, is going to be called the oxidising agent. And it causes loss of electrons by accepting electrons. It causes oxidation, it is the agent of oxidation. And the species that causes reduction by causing gain is going to be our reducing agent. It does that by donating electrons. So see if you can put those definitions in the correct places. There we go. Let's have a think about the reaction of magnesium with oxygen. Could you come up with a balanced equation for the reaction of magnesium with oxygen? It's going to burn, you've probably seen this at school, it's that one that burns with a bright white light, and you form magnesium oxide. So see if you can write a balanced equation. So there we have it, a balanced equation. What I want you to do now is see if you can add oxidation states for everything in that equation. And if you've managed to do that, this was what you should have got. The magnesium has gone from 0 to +2. So the magnesium is being oxidised. Who's causing it to be oxidised? Who is accepting electrons so that magnesium can be oxidised? And the oxidising agent is actually the oxygen. So it accepts electrons from Mg. And the reducing agent is the magnesium, because it donates electrons to the oxygen. So pause the video and decide whether this thing in bold, the whole chemical, now you'll have to figure out what's happening to the species inside that chemical, but what does the oxidising or reducing agent is the whole chemical. So although in these equations, for example in this first one, it might be the iron and the carbon that are changing their oxidation states, that are gaining or accepting electrons, but it would be iron oxide or carbon monoxide that would be either the oxidising or the reducing agent. You have to name the whole chemical. So pause the video and see if you can work out whether the thing in bold is the oxidising agent or the reducing agent. So the first thing I would do is work out the oxidation states of everything and find out who's changing. So we've got the Fe changing here. The Fe is being reduced and the C is being oxidised. So if I was being asked questions similar to previous pages, previous bits of work we've done, I'd be saying that the iron is being reduced and the carbon is being oxidised, but who's the oxidising or reducing agent? And we need to know whether Fe2O3 is accepting electrons or donating them in order to choose. And if we have a look at this, we can see that Fe2O3 is, the Fe in that is accepting electrons to become Fe metal. So it's going from +3 to 0, it's accepting electrons, and therefore Fe2O3 is the oxidising agent. Now we're only asked about Fe2O3 in this question, but if we were asked what the reducing agent was, it would be the carbon monoxide. So have a go at the next one. So if you've done that, you should have found out that calcium was the reducing agent because it's giving away electrons to become calcium 2+. and therefore if it's donating electrons, it is causing the gain. So it is causing the hydrogens in the water to gain electrons. If I was asked what the oxidising agent would be, it would be the water. What chemical would I add to cause calcium to be oxidised? I would add water. Okay, so the next one, Mg plus H2SO4. H2SO4, is it the oxidising or the reducing agent? And if we look at that one, the hydrogens in the sulfuric acid are gaining electrons, accepting them, and therefore sulfuric acid is acting as an oxidising agent. It's accepting electrons and causing the oxidation of the magnesium metal. Okay, so this is a little section on oxidising and reducing agents. You could find your study pack and maybe have a go at practising a few more.